Most people felt cheated in the end of Firewatch. They felt like Henry was betrayed. After all of this time of them being together, Delilah didn't wait for him. Let me show you why this ending isn't really a betrayal, it's the inevitability of life. Now, Firewatch is a 4-hour game that I completed on this channel a few days ago. Take a look at it if you're interested. In these 4 hours, I felt completely drawn in. This world felt real. Every minute I spent in those woods unlocked a new beauty for me to explore. That's one of the things this game does amazingly, is it connected me, or people, to these characters and the world so deeply in such a small manner of time that it felt like we were in a real place with real people. The story of Firewatch takes a disguise as this mystery love story filled with great conspiracies and strange events, but ultimately, it's a game about people, how we make mistakes, and how we deal with them. Henry is our protagonist. We start the game by taking a short, yet compelling look at his backstory where we meet his wife, Julia. We meet her in a bar. They get in a relationship, then they get married, they live together, and then suddenly, at the age of 41, Julia gets diagnosed with Alzheimer's. This tragic event leads Henry to take a job as a fire watcher. It leads him to run from his problems. Firewatch uses alcohol as a nice way of exploring and connecting these characters. Julia and Henry meet in a bar, and because of him being drunk, Delilah uses drinking to escape stress, just like Henry does. We are met with drunk teenagers at day 1. Beer cans are all over the map. Alcohol is a way to escape your mind, feel good about yourself. And Firewatch does a very good job at pointing this out to us. Now, after Henry gets a job, we meet our lovely friend Delilah, someone who is very open from the start. We can immediately notice a few things about her. She seems like a very loose person. Her charismatic personality and unserious jokes makes her a nice person to talk to from the start. And that's what we do. We talk to her for the next 3 months over the radio. We do many missions and tasks for her, but we never see her face, yet she still has a very real impact on Henry and on us. In my mind, she poses as Henry's, listen carefully, quote-unquote romantic interest in the story. And the thing that makes this so complicated is that it's obvious. They really like each other. Henry and Delilah like each other enough. They probably would get together if they fucking met. But Henry has a wife. Or does he? Now listen, Henry's wife, Julia, she was diagnosed with Alzheimer's at age 41. By this point in the story, she can barely recognize him. Is it immoral for Henry to be disloyal to a woman that can't even remember him? He has probably lived half of his life. Is it fair for him to spend the other half caring about someone that probably won't remember their name in a week, when he can spend it with someone who can love him truly, live his life to the best potential? This is the type of deep questions that Firewatch poses us, and that's what makes the story so deep and special and emotional. It makes the game where you fucking walk and walk and walk so thrilling and interesting and fun that it truly makes it work. Now, considering you never see another face in this game, you spend all of your days talking to a radio, you feel surprisingly not alone. This game is filled with strange and annoying occurrences. On the first day, we are met with a bunch of rule-breaking, naked teenagers who light fireworks in the woods. We find a cave with a locked, caged door, a special cabin in the woods with a creepy raccoon, paranormal story of course, and then later we see a stranger watching us from the darkness. Creepy. Our stuff gets thrown around in the tower, our window is broken, and that's the introduction Henry and we get when we get there. That's the first day. The very next day, we start finding new strange things across the land, like weird metal fences in the middle of fucking nowhere, and cut comms lines that practically trap us there with no way to call for help. This makes Henry more and more paranoid, considering this is the second day he's here, but, of course, Delilah is a little fucking jokester and just writes it off as nothing.
Full percentage points of the global hedgehog population. The New Zealand government is up in arms. Where are all the hedgehogs?
But does Delilah know something we don't? It's for another video. That same day, we find the camp of those teenagers from yesterday. It's destroyed like a bear came through. No sign of them, just a message to Henry calling him a dick for stealing their stuff. Besides this, Henry and Delilah spend a wonderful summer together. They start really connecting as the June fire breaks out. They name it together, and this scene also includes alcohol, as Delilah explains to Henry her secret quote-unquote cool drink formula.
You know what my favorite thing to do is?
What's that?
I love to take a bottle of whatever I have on hand, plunge it deep into the water, and let it chill in there all day.
Now, aside from these lovebirds enjoying themselves a nice summer, on day 76, this happens.
Any sense?
I don't talk to the other lookouts as much as I talk to you, not in the same way.
No way.
Oh my.
Wait, hold on. Something's out here.
Suddenly, everything goes in flames. They're being watched. Somebody has taped their radios. They sound fucking crazy. Those two girls from 2 months ago still haven't returned home. It's like the whole world is collapsing on them, and they seem like the only culprits. We see how Delilah and Henry react under severe stress. Later, Henry finds the entry to the secret facility that was behind those metal fences. He gets an axe from an old camp and smashes through the gate. He finds no one, but there is a base there with records of them talking, characterizations, everything about their personal lives. Delilah panics, tells Henry to fucking burn it all down, but Henry calms her down and runs from the facility with nothing but a transceiver in his hand. He turns around and it's all in flames. Who did that? The mystery just goes deeper. And the deeper we go in this story, we get closer and closer to our screens. The tension rises. The transceiver Henry found later leads him to a key to the mysterious cave in the mountains that they know holds a solution to this mystery. They know they are being tracked by someone, so they hurry. Henry finds an old base a kid made close to the cave. Brian Goodwin, a kid that just disappeared with his father 2 years ago. Delilah knew them, but she never asked where they went. She assumed they went home. As we go to the cave, we descend deeper and deeper in its dark, cold chambers. The tension is higher than ever. What will we find in this darkness? We turn the corner, and it's a little kid. Brian Goodwin, dead on the floor. He fell down when his harness broke while he was climbing down with his dad. This event complicates things a lot further. The only suspect for the murder is a man who's been missing for 2 years, his father. The next day, the June fire erupts and we are forced to evacuate. One last thing Henry does is follow the transceiver signal that leads him to a radio left for us by Brian's dad. The true saddest thing about Firewatch was that all of this great government experiment, the conspiracies, they were all ghost stories, constructed by a grieving father who was just afraid of facing his past. Ed Goodwin wasn't a bad man, he wasn't a villain, he was just a broken person, hiding from the terrible mistakes he made. And at the end, that's also exactly what Henry and Delilah did. They ran away scared of facing the true reality, waiting for them on the other side of the forest. Later, Delilah portrays this exact thing by not waiting for Henry. She was scared of facing him. She was scared of facing reality, of not being enough. She didn't really betray Henry. She just did what most people would do when they are scared. She ran away from her problems.